What's going on, guys? It's Marston. Before we start, please go check out my older video, or I wouldn't say older, my earlier video, I guess you can say, whichever you want to call it, from today. Me and my boy Chet went live. We talked about the experience at the special ed school. It's a pretty cool video, if you ask me. Now, let's dive into another story related to the special ed school. Now, I must just say this, not that my videos are made for kids, but if you're younger than, like, I don't know, 10 or 11, especially don't watch this video. Like I said, not that my videos are made for children really to begin with, but if you end up watching this and end up getting butthurt at the end of the video, you didn't hear it from me, go ask your parents. Let's just say that. And I know what you're thinking, dude, like, what the fuck are you saying? Well, find out. So anyway, the story takes place back when I was in 10th grade. I believe it was late 2015, I think. Yeah, it was like late 2015. It was like right before Christmas break. And on this particular day, it started off as like a normal day. You know, like I wake up early, I'd skip the shower, skip breakfast, skip everything, and just get on the bus at like 6:30 a.m. So I get to school, and like I said, I see my friends, all that stuff. But then, after I sit down for a little bit, these fucking Melvins. If you guys don't know what Melvins are, it's basically like the very unpopular or very like needy kids in school. It's a South Park reference. Just look it up. I ain't going to explain the whole thing. But basically, the Melvins of the school were just pissing me the fuck off. I was just trying to relax at my friends, enjoy my morning, since I was already pissy that I had to be in school that day. Since I really wanted to skip, but I just didn't have the energy to convince my parents to let me skip. It was something like that. I don't know. That's not the point. But I remember, like I said, I'm just trying to chill with, my boy Chet, my boy Alex, my boy Randy, my boy Eric, my boy Stan, my boy Kyle. Yeah, we're doing South Park references to protect my boys' identities here tonight. And then this fucking Melvin, who let's call him Pip. We'll do a South Park reference. He comes up to me, just asking me stupid questions. And it's not like, he was, extremely disabled or anything. Because the thing about my school was that it was very, very mild disabilities. Like, everyone could talk. Everyone could, function normally. They just had trouble, like, learning and stuff. So it wasn't like, they were, like, severely disabled or anything like that. So, like, he knew the answer to this question. He comes up to me and he's like, oh, do you think there's going to be snow tonight? And it was so obvious. Like, the forecast had literally said for like the last few days, oh, we're getting snow on this specific day. And he just kept asking me the same question. He was really, really pissing me off. I'm like, dude, sit the fuck down. Go back to your fucking Melvin table and go sit down. Like, he was pissing me off. And he was like, okay. And I thought for sure right there that was it. He was going to rat me out. But I ended up being able to continue with my morning. I went to class, all that. And then I remember I was sitting down with Chet and I believe Eric. And I want to say, I think Kyle too, at the table. And I was telling them, like, how much they were pissing me off. And then they were saying to me, oh, at lunchtime, you should tell them the truth. I'm like, what truth? The truth about old Saint Nick. And I was like, oh, that'd be funny as fuck. As you probably guessed, yeah, these motherfucking infants fucking still believed in Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, all that bullshit. And like I said, it's not like they were like severely disabled. If they were like severely disabled, I'd be, oh, okay, I understand. I won't fuck with them. But like I said, like we were all on the same level pretty much at that school for the most part anyway. And like they just kept talking about like, oh, I can't wait for Santa to bring me presents and shit. And like when I would do that, I would roll my eyes at them and shit. But I wouldn't say anything since I'm like, you know what, let them have their fun. I mean, but the issue in my opinion was their fucking parents would baby them. Like it's one thing to let your kid live a little, let your kid be a little bit spoiled, whatever. Like we all like that. But if you're not going to prepare your kid for the real life or for the real world, whichever you want to call it, like I don't know what the hell they're going to expect when somebody else tells them, like in college or when they're adults. What the fuck are they going to tell their kids when they have kids? So you probably know where the story's going. Fast forward to lunchtime. Like I said, that same fucking Melvin came over to me, asking me questions, and that group was just pissing me the fuck off that day. So I decided, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So I get up and I tell them, you guys realize Santa's fake, right? Like, you guys are like fucking 16, 17, 15, maybe the youngest, and you guys still believe in Santa and shit. And they were like, dude, stop, stop, stop. And I was like, alright, I'm gonna chill. But I went and then I sat down, and that was the end of the day. Like, I was like, oh, okay. No big deal. Then fast forward to the next day. Or I'm sorry, 2 days actually, because we did end up having a snow day that day. The same kid comes over to me, and this time he was asking me, like, I forget. I think it was something about, like, one of the computers, or it was just an obvious question, and I was just not in the mood. Like, I just wanted to be Christmas break. I needed some time away from these motherfuckers, from that school, from that long ass car ride. It was really pissing me off, but I kept my cool at like the beginning. Or, all right, let me actually explain this. So, at the beginning of the day at my school, you get off your van or whenever your parents drop you off, whatever the case was, around like 7:30 thereabouts. Before school would start at 7:55, and you would just chill in the cafeteria. And they were kind of actually chill about phones at that time, which is weird. They weren't chill about it at lunch, but they were chill about it at like the morning, whatever you want to call it, drop off period. I don't even know what the fuck we call it. But anyway, they were pissing me off at that point. But I ended up just, not letting that ruin my day. I was like, you know what? I'm going to have a good day. I'm not going to let them piss me off, whatever. But fast forward to lunchtime. I'm just sitting with my normal crew. And then they're like, oh, come sit with us. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to chill with my boys today. Because, I was kind of friends with these kids since, I'm all about, being friends with everyone. Like, I'm all about respecting people, seeing past their differences like that. I'm just a nice guy like that. But I was like, all right, look, I'll sit with you a different day. And they kept, like, being persistent, like, no, 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 no. So I finally had enough. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I go over to their table and I yell, Santa is fucking fake. Same with the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy. It's your parents bringing you that shit. And I scream that shit. And a couple of the kids, they're fucking crying and shit. So I'm like, ah, oh, fuck. I'm cooked. I'm literally cooked. And sure enough, one of the students goes up to, ironically, my counselor at my school. I think a lot of schools I like to say actually. We had our own like private not private counselors, but different students had like a different counselor, and like you'd have counseling once a week to tell your counselor like who's bothering you, what's bothering you, whatever the case may be. And ironically, Pip, of all people, goes up to my counselor. Let's call him Charlie. He goes up to Charlie, and then I see Charlie get on that phone, and he's calling the fucking dean. I'm like, oh, fuck. And then, let's call the dean Frank. And then, sure enough, the next day, I get called into Frank's office. Oh, yeah, we called our teachers by our first name. Probably should have mentioned that. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I got called into Frank's office, and Frank says to me, oh, do you know why you're getting the detention? And I played dumb, even though I sure as fuck knew why. I was like, no, man, I don't. Like, what did I do? Like, where did I fuck up? Well, I didn't say where did I fuck up, but like, yeah, I was like, where did I mess up? Whatever the fuck I said. And he was like, so, you want to tell me what you were telling those kids in the lunchroom? And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like totally rip into the dean because I didn't want to get in more trouble than I already was. But I was like, dude, they're like 16, 17 years old. Don't you think they should know by now? And he's like, well, yeah, they have to learn at their own pace. Which I guess technically he's right if you really want to look at it that way. But I still think that's fucking stupid, dude. Like, if you're a certain age, dude, like, grow the fuck up. Fucking accept that shit. That's just my opinion, obviously. But, yeah. But anyway, he basically just tells me what I did wrong, which, I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I wasn't fucking sorry, bro. Not even a little bit. But I still just owned up to it. And then he said to me, I remember this was on a Friday, and he was like, do you want to go on detention today or Monday? And I'm like, oh, Monday, dude. It's pizza day, bro. I want to eat pizza with my boys. And he was like, no. We're gonna take a break from the lunchroom today. So I don't know if he was trying to tell me something or what the fuck it was. What I think he was trying to do was give me the opposite. So looking back, I told my dumb ass, so I should have just said Monday. And then he's like, oh, okay. Because we were getting more snow, actually. So that would have been ideal. I would have been like, fuck that detention. But I served the detention, and then when I get home, my parents didn't do shit about it. They were not mad at all. I ended up telling them, I was like, yeah, I told those kids there was no Santa, all that stuff. And both of my parents like, dude, like, did you tell like the elementary students? I'm like, no, I told people my age. And my dad especially was like, oh, okay, no, you're good, you're good. You can keep your phone, all that shit. Because a lot of times when I get in trouble at school, my parents would take my phone away, my Xbox away, whatever it was. So it felt good to actually get no consequences from it. I remember I was on the van, or like on the cab or the van, whatever you want to call it. I was good friends with this girl at the time. We'll call her Brianna. And she was like, oh yeah, that's typical of the school, all that stuff. And she was telling me a lot of detention stories herself. And we just talked about that the whole ride home. And mind you, the ride home was like 45 to 50 minutes. And the whole topic was just about detentions. We literally talked about nothing else. I was like, holy shit, bro. Like, that was insane. But yeah, that's going to be a wrap for tonight. What I'll say about this is honestly, just let kids be kids, no matter how old they are. If they want to grow up a little bit, longer than you, or Jesus, if it takes them longer to grow up more than you, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. Just let them. It's not worth it. It's really not. Just let them be happy. All that good shit. All right, y'all. Got a couple of videos tomorrow. I'm gonna probably do one on let's see. My experience working at a grocery store for maybe a month. And maybe I'll do one of when my coworker tried to fight me over a girl. Oh, that's gonna be a good one. Yeah, be on the lookout for those two tomorrow. Fuck yeah. Alright, y'all. Take care. Peace.